Welcome back, Warriors. Another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. I'm in the mood to do a few videos this morning, so I'm kind of doing, I think we'll do this one and then maybe another one by the end of the day. We'll see. So, once again, thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the feedback. I use a lot of the examples. We just did one on trust in the journey from DH, and then Rise Where I Feel. I did a second component of metaphysics on sexual energy. Those should be posting pretty soon. This one comes from a new subscriber, Oscar. And Oscar, I appreciate the comment here. And he's talking about, does retention help ADHD? Well, I pulled up an article on several different things here, and I'll kind of tell you from my perspective and what I'm seeing here. And so ADD and ADHD are things that you need to take medication for and help with focusing and losing focus. Now, my daughter had this, and she used to take medicine for a lot of this. So it's a matter of losing focus. And so let's think about this a little bit. Now, I don't believe in taking medications, so let me state that right away. We had an example, I think, yesterday or the other day, talking about, medicine and shots and things like that. And I don't believe in doing that any longer. I believe that your body has enough energy, especially if you're retaining, to be able to fight a lot of these diseases and create immune systems that will be strong enough. Now, before you think that I'm crazy for saying that, I haven't been sick in many, many years now. Must be 20 years, 25 years. Ever since I did the Fountain of Youth, maybe one time I was sick that I can remember. And that was back in, I'm not sure if it was 2002 or something like that, when I had to actually take a day off of work. But the idea, guys, is that I don't feel sick. I don't want to get sick. And the more I'm on retention, especially with the retention, I feel stronger than I've ever felt before. And I'm 60 years old. A lot of you guys at 20, 25, I used to be sick all the time. I used to have colds and flus and all kinds of stuff when I was younger. But once again, I attribute that to the lack of energy that I had and the lack of energy that came out of me. So when we focus on this, you have to know my perspective, Oscar. My perspective is that I don't believe that you should be taking, I don't think a person should be taking any kind of medicine. Now, obviously I'm not a doctor. So there's some things that you may need to take, you feel you need to take. I saw my dad take several pills a day. He had liver problems, all kinds of issues like that. And though it may have helped, it also created a lot of side effects. And that's why I'm very hesitant to put anything in my body. If I have to, I will, but I don't believe that that's something you should kind of encourage people to do. So let's look at ADHD for a second. I'm going to kind of go through some comments here that I've kind of looked up and found too. So people are talking about the fact that the medication will help, right? Obviously it helps you, right? But also when people are on retention, some people report that even though it helps you with the ADHD, it's also decreases your retention benefits. Now I don't know that for sure. I'm just kind of talking about things like that. I guess they're saying that benefits such as the understanding of nature of things, clear thinking, charisma, happiness, those things will go away with the medication, and you would not feel as strong without them. That's possible. I'm thinking my world, any kind of medication you're taking with retention has to kind of dilute the effects of retention. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's kind of how I think about it. So what they're recommending, and I think this comes from a doctor, what they're recommending is if you have concentration issues, take low doses of medicine and considering dropping them altogether. Okay? If you're 100 days current streak of SR, semen retention, and 8 months of living, the symptoms have decreased, well then you can actually take more if you need to at this point. But once again, I think the retention will help you with all those type of things. I'm just looking at some comments here. Symptoms of ADHD have massively decreased to the point where I questioned if the diagnosis was a mistake. Okay? Needs less and less meds. I think, guys, with this Fountain of Youth stuff that I did, I mean, there's even documented testimonials in that book that talks about those exercises and the Fountain of Youth, and then obviously the sixth one, retention, that all of a sudden a lot of the things that were ailments you had are no longer. And I've had that myself. I never had ADHD, even though, sometimes people say that I might have it. I never tested it, so maybe I do have it. But the bottom line is that it's gotten so much better to me over the years because of it, right? And so I don't have problems concentrating and focusing on it. And I think the key is going to be to kind of look and seeing how much retention can kind of help with that. So this person says, I still definitely have ADD, but it's easier to cope with it when you're on retention. Okay. Another one says, I'm just kind of looking at this, okay? As you retain, you begin to create a gravitational pull, much like a planet or star. I agree with that. And above, so it is below, right? You begin to radiate like a star or planet. I like that, actually. And people want you to orbit around your energy. This magnetic force is pure life energy. I believe that's the case. Okay? Babies, small children, animals know who you are, life itself, so they smile in your presence. I think animals certainly know. I have tons of animals around me all the time. I walk in a room, they seem to come towards me. That makes sense. Okay? And so a lot of these type of things are positive. So here again, I'm just kind of reading some quotes here, and I don't know. So Oscar, I'm not an expert on this at all, and so and certainly this is something that I know with my daughter had. It's not a fun thing to have, and so my my empathy goes out to you on this. I do think retention helps you. I would just try as an experiment to kind of go through and see if you can try to retain for a while, to kind of see whether or not it's something that's going to help you or not. Because I do think it's something that, if it deals with concentration, one of the benefits that I got out of it was the fact that I was able to focus a lot more on things. So if that is what happens to you, then you may be able to kind of at least diminish some of those effects more. You may still need the medication, like the one person says, but you may still be able to use retention as a way to concentrate. See, my goal, I believe, because of retention, I don't believe I need to put into my body artificial types of things to make me better. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I have no scientific proof of this at all, right? And I have no scientific proof that retention is going to help you with ADD or ADHD, right? I have none of that. I do have a lot of things that I'm reading in the Fountain of Youth book and things like this, some testimonials, some people who feel that way. Now, is it a placebo effect? The placebo effect is that you think it's happening, so your body actually responds to the placebo, even though it's not really helping you, except you're helping yourself. It's kind of a fake type of pill. I don't know. All I know is that people are saying that they basically feel better because of the retention, and their ability to concentrate is better than it was before. Okay? So a good question, Oscar. I can't tell you specifically if it's going to help you or not. What I would do at this point, you have nothing to lose. I would try retention for a while and see the effect it has on you for the ADHD, and see if it actually helps you. And if it helps you, then I would kind of continue that progress and see if you can maybe end up taking less and less of the medication as time goes on. So once again, guys, I think that this is a great question from Oscar, and I did look up some information, research on this, and people do say that it can help create focus, and that is one of the benefits of retention. So it's very possible that it may help in this situation. All right, Oscar, hope that helps. Please send me any more questions you might have, and I'm happy to kind of address them either in responding back to you, and I try to respond back to everybody I can, or certainly I'll do it in a video. Okay? Till next time, guys. Battle on.